Welcome to Saturday. It is the opening round time of this week's GP event coming from the RB Team Series. Yuki and Danny Rick. Make sure you've got the strategy guide ready that I released on Friday so that you can go and smash your opening round and get through to the final round. Now, the interesting part is going to be today. Can you get through? But on the main account, it's looking very, very tough. It's only a relatively smaller group. There's only 61 positions in there. There's a lot of players that are currently grouped up together as well at the top. As you can see, you've got a couple of 10s, quite a few 11s. So there's around 75 players. The cutoff is going to be nearly max. So there's a very, very strong chance we are not going to get through. We are in the group of death. Literally. Quite literally. So we're going to try and do our very best as we look to try and score the best points that we possibly can. Now, race 1 coming straight up. It is Monaco, defending and cornering. Drivers, we're actually going to go with Danny Rick because even though he's lower defending, I want his qualifying and hopefully it's going to help us out. Charles Leclerc, obviously as well, defending is good. We're going to be running the 4 soft, and potentially 4 soft, 4 medium, depending on how we get on. So let's kick this off then. Let's see how many points we cannot drop. I mean, race 1 could even seal our fate straight away. You never know. So, remember, always check your drivers are ready, your car is ready, and let's get in to race number 1, which is from Monaco. Here we go then. It's not a bad matchup for race number 1. Just a little bit ahead on the team score, which is going to obviously help when it comes to our racing, but could be real player. We just don't know at this stage. Let's see what we've got in the bank then. Can we go racing in the best possible way here at Monaco? Danny Rick was in for his qualifying. He starts P12. Charles Leclerc only P17. That's my little bit of a concern that is going to be happening. We're going on the Prince boost and we're going to hope for the very best start here in race 1. So come on, Danny Rick. Come on, Charles Leclerc. We need the start from heaven if we want to get out of this group and make it to the weekend's racing. So off we go, and Danny Rick has got himself into the top 10, and so has Charles Leclerc. So that is a very good start as we come round the first few turns at Monaco, and it's going to get a little bit better because Danny Rick is up to P5, P4, and Charles Leclerc is just able to get through as well. He's in P8 now. Down to the Nouvelle Chicane, we are into P3, and there is Danny Rick as well, coming through in P7. Swimming pool section up next. We can't make any more ground, so we're going to cut down. Now, we've got a pretty good start here, P3, P6, so we can now be all about trying to gain that power unit back. We can go to mediums later on in this race if we wish to give us the pace that we crave. We've got to watch tyres a little bit. Remember, you can run Monaco with a little bit less tyres sometimes. As we come down, let's push Danny Rick and let's push Leclerc a little bit. Can we get another move done? Can we get into P2? Not quite, but Charles Leclerc is up to P5. Great little move. We're well with the leaders, soft tyres as well out there. So we're in actually a potential danger of double stacking at the moment. But we're okay on tyres. Danny Rick is okay for tyres. That is good. That is very good indeed. So we can keep pushing him. See if we can get him a move eventually. And what we'll do is we'll come back with Mr. Leclerc a little bit later on to try and gain past these cars in front because he's going to have some nice power unit. Into the chicane again. P2 then for Danny Ricciardo. That is a good move. And I tell you what, nearly taking P1. Leclerc, again, 50% power unit now. Potential double stacking, as we know. And what we'll do is we'll probably go softs for Danny. We'll probably go mediums for Charles Leclerc. Any room in the inn to come past, please. Here's a move. Into P1, Danny Ricciardo. Get in. That's what we needed. And he's got okay tyres. We're not going to be double stacking, hopefully, here. Charles Leclerc has got nice mediums coming out of the blanket, nice and warm, ready for him in this race. So Ricciardo pits, nice gap between the two as well, I'd like to say. Is it going to be avoiding the double? It is. So Danny comes back out. Where's he going to feed in? P3. Leclerc coming back out. Getting ahead into P7. So a little bit of ground then to make up. We need to play catch up. And we need to play catch up quickly. There is Leclerc, top of your screen. Just a little bit stuck at the moment. These will pit ahead of us anyway. But we're going to keep him pushing because we want the pace. Ricciardo's up to P2. And we are past Sainz into P6. There is Albon, who was a net P2 before the pit stops. And we are ahead. So Ricciardo leads the way then as the Ferrari pits. Leclerc is going to inherit what will be P2. So P1 and P2, we've managed to bring ourselves to the front. Danny Ricciardo having a very nice race. Leclerc is now clear. And that is very nicely clear as well, as you can see. Which is very good. So what we should be able to do is let these now pull clear and just manage as it is. Make sure to let me know down below which two drivers are you using this weekend. Is there a certain two? Are you going to go for Yuki and Danny? Let me know. Because I think there'll be a few people that do, especially in the lower series. So we start lap 7 here in Monaco. Nice and clear. We've managed to pick the drivers nicely. We've managed to come through nicely, which is not always the case at Monaco. And now it is just about cruising. There's the pack just coming to the hairpin as we go under the tunnel. And we're going to be looking very solid for race number 1. Always nice to start well. Can easily change a little bit later on. But hopefully not. As Danny Ric gets going through, and he is starting the final lap for a win around Monaco. Up for grabs, and 47 points to kickstart the racing on. And we could push if we wanted to. There's absolutely no point though. And we can see the gap that we've created compared to the last lap. They're only just getting to the hairpin now. And on a day where we're going to need plenty of 47s, Danny Ricciardo and Charles Leclerc are going to set us off on the right path. At the streets of Monaco, Danny Ricciardo takes victory with Charles Leclerc coming home in P2 to complete a very, very solid 47 points to start with. And that is exactly what the type of racing we needed as the rival comes over the line. Let's go. Come on. 47 in the bag. And just 29 for the rival spot. 1485 versus 1463. And you can see level 4 Norris, level 5 Leclerc, and a decent enough car setup as well. Here we go then. Race number 2 after Spielberg and Austria, where the fastest lap is going to be taking place this weekend. Not so much for us though. It's all about no risks and just trying to score as many points as we can today. That is why we've left Danny Ricciardo in. Not the strongest defending or race start, but we are going to go a little bit left field with him. Starts P8, that is why we wanted to go with him. Now we're going to go for Gladiator, race start and defending. Charles Leclerc is going to start on softs. He's going to do 4-4-2. And he's going to go on to Rainbow, the best boost round this circuit. Let's go here in Austria. So come on, another good start needed. Danny Ric should get away okay, and he does. It's a good start for Leclerc. We need him to still make some positions if he can. Danny Ric doesn't lose anything off the line though. That is what we need him to progress. And already going into turn 3, he's into P6. We need Leclerc though to start coming through the field if we want to make it that little bit more comfortable in this race. We always push to around this corner here, as Danny Ric is absolutely stuck. But we're away and racing for Leclerc. Now up to P3, P11 for Leclerc. And 2-stop is well amongst the pigeons now. We're going to get the rival who's going to absolutely fly past us here because they're pushing. We're going to try and just hold at bay. Can we get P10? Yes, we can. And can it get better? It can. P9. That is what we're after. Any more would be nice. Oh, George Russell and the rival getting ahead there. Not what we wanted. And there's quite a bit of grouping going on here. And look at that. They're just coming past us. I know I'm trying to look after a bit of power unit, but that is not what we need, as now we get that position back. So pushing, we are now trying to gain, look at P1 out front. And look at that double move from Leclerc. That is what we are after. He can do 4 laps, no problem. We've got to get past some of these cars though, and now he's starting to progress through the pack. Needs a bit of power unit though. But he's got Piastri ahead of him. We're going to use that middle stint for the power unit. Let's see if we can just get past the McLaren. Let's not get held up too much here. And that is perfect. So Leclerc will come in. And now Danny Rick starts his lap. AI are into the pits as well. So crucial laps. If they go hards, which they don't, that means they're going to be stopping again. Ahead of them two would be nice. Now, we've got to just watch the power unit, but we want to get past Piastri. Not going for, of course, a fastest lap. That is not going to be needed today. But we've got one more stop to do in a race that's pretty difficult on the old power unit at times. And what we need to do is get Danny Ricciardo into the lead and then conserve down if he can. We're not doing too bad so far. Just trying to eke out. I mean, it's going to be that Ferrari that we've got to catch. We're not that far behind. But we are going to try and just press ahead. As we've got Verstappen ahead of us at the moment. And we just can't get past him. Now we're going to use Ricciardo to hopefully hold up the Ferrari. What's the clean air looking like behind? I think we could pit this lap potentially. But I think I'm going to carry on. There's not the Ferrari in just yet. And we've got to pit. Hopefully there's a car ahead that pits. It does. That soft tyre will pit. And there is Ricciardo making us hold up the rival. That is what we needed. It's Carlos Sainz who is going to be there. We're going to have decent enough power unit. It's going to go to the wire here in Austria. Spielberg, but we're in. Sainz is slow into the pits as well. Danny Rick carries on the 5-5, showing you how good that is. Can we get ahead of the Ferrari? Yes, we can. We are ahead of Sainz, but we're still only P3. And that is because Verstappen has carried on, but he will surely pit. We've got the power unit to absolutely come through. Don't care about the fastest lap today. It will be what it will be. 47 points is absolutely crucial. As Bottas, we lap on the line to start the final lap. Charles Leclerc sitting in P2. Danny Ricciardo in P1. And this is going to be another great start to this racing so far. It's going to be 2 out of 2. And that is what the doctor has well and truly ordered. Danny Ricciardo having a race of his life. P1 for Danny. Good choice for him. Leclerc P2. And we survive the fast sweeping circuit of Austria. And it is 2 out of 2. 47 points against this rival, whose bot is going to come home in P4 and P8. Boom. That is the order of the day. Another 47. Let's show you that matchup as well. Always like to show you the matchup that we're up against too. And it was 1497, 1459. Level 5, which is pretty tasty. And a car which is more speed, less qualifying though. So job done in race 2. Off to race number 3. Hungary can literally be pretty greedy. Hungary can eat our own cars at this turn 1. So we're going to have to hope for the luck in the wet weather. Now, we have picked our cornering car. We have actually gone for Alex Albon. Tyres are no issue around this circuit. But the problem is, in the race, turn 1 can be a nightmare. So we've absolutely gone for the best possible qualifying that we can take. We're going for Prince Boost to get us off. And now it's time to kickstart. Wet tyres are a go. Here we go in Hungary. Need a good start. It's all about the good start. Can we get off to a flyer? Real player as well. That could make it interesting for us. It could make it difficult to score the points that we need. But we need to get through quickly. And then we need to put a bit of gap between the rival because we need to stay away from that car. We have got the team score advantage. That is one thing that I will point out. But we've got to be careful we don't trip over that rival. Crucial race here. We're going to keep pushing Alex. We're going to save some power unit on Danny Rick because he can absolutely come through this race. But we've got to be very, very race management with Alex. If we can keep him pushing away like we are currently doing, very nicely as well, 47 could be in the bag. As we look for Danny Ricciardo right behind the Ferrari, so absolutely fine with that one. And now we are starting lap 3. So pushing far ahead. Rival still only P11, P12. So chance here of continuing nicely. We've got to keep this up. And I think we're doing nice work with Albon. Tyres are okay. Tyres are okay. Keep pushing ahead. Ricciardo right on the tail of Charles Leclerc. He's going to have so much power unit to be able to fly past him a little bit later on. He can also do 4 laps, but we won't get him there. Or 5 laps, sorry. As we take the P2, and we are well on our way. So, rival getting through slowly into P9. So it's always, like we said, absolutely crucial that we got ahead early. We picked the qualifying drivers to get us up the grid. And now we pit. So Albon pits. Danny Rick will pit from P2. And we've now got to make sure that we cement this down. So Albon already out and clear. A lot of cars pitting, some going to lap number 5. But for us, lap 4 is good enough. And now we can see the 3 cars ahead that we need to get past to get P2. Shouldn't be too much of an issue, as we already get past Checo. And now we've got Lewis and the Red Bull. So Red Bull double stacking here in Hungary. They should peel off into the pits now, both of them. Or all 3. The trio. And that leaves us in the lead. P1, P2. Again, just going to save the power unit. Rival is far enough back that they will not be troubling us this race. And we're going to be all good. All good in race number 3. Albon, we continue to push. Just so he can trigger any safety car if need be. Danny Ricciardo well clear of the Ferrari. And lap 7 that we are on means that there will not be a safety car in this race. It is going to be cruising to the finish line for Albon, who came in to do the job, and the job he is doing. Just got to keep him nice and warm in them tyres. And he's now going to start the final lap behind Sargent. That's a worry. But we're going to be good here. We are going to be good. Rivals only should still P8, P12. Very difficult track, Hungary. If you don't get the start, very difficult. So feel that pain. And we should be well clear. We are. We're good. Good in the herd. Hulkenberg. Currently in 24th. Ricciardo just coming to lap him. But Alex Albon is going to take a beautiful victory. Drafted into the team for the Hungary race. And he has well and truly delivered. P1 for Alex. P2 for Daniel Ricciardo. And he comes through to complete another 47. It's 3 out of 3 here in opening round so far. With one more race still to come. As the rival comes home in P7 and P10. Come on, that's what we needed. 47 points. We'll show you the rival matchup as well. 1-4-0-5 for the rival. And they were rocking a level 5 Albon and a level 4 Leclerc. And the car was all the way up there in, wow, good cornering, but lacking that little bit of qualifying in there. Obviously, part dependent, of course. But come on, that's what we needed, and we're through again. 3 races, 47s. Off to race number 4. It's been some good matches so far. Yes, we've had 1 real player within 4 races, but I can't complain. But it also does make me worry that the last 4 races could be awful as we head off to Monza. So let's see. Let's continue to go on this lovely start. And Danny Ric and Leclerc, only P16, but we're going to be going on to Danny Ric on the mediums on Street Shark. We're going to go softs for Leclerc on Eagle. Hopefully he's going to have the pace to come through. Danny Ric should be fine. Let's see. Leclerc worries me for P16. He's not going to get the best start either. He gets good though. I will live with good. An outside move for Leclerc would be perfect, but he's not going to get it. But he's up a few places already, which is music to my ears. And it is Danny Ricciardo who hasn't really gained off the line, but 2 moves up the inside, and he changes that round quickly. And now Danny Ricciardo is motoring through the field. He's up to P3. And Charles Leclerc is up to the top 8. Remember, these two are going to be going on the same strategy as Danny Ric nearly gets into P3. And P2, sorry. And can he now get into P2? Yes, he can. Danny Ricciardo through and Charles Leclerc getting held up. Again, what we need to do is get Danny Ricciardo into the lead of this race. And then we need to cut down as we take P6. Let's get through. If we can. If we can, Danny, please. Ricciardo, not quite getting through. There is P4, so we are making ground very nicely. Ricciardo all over the back of Albon at the moment, and Albon is on the soft tyres, just about potentially doing, surely he's not going to do 4 laps. Would imagine he's doing 3. Now Leclerc, I'll probably go for mediums and give him a little bit of push as nearly into P3 we go. So Danny Ric is out there currently trying to get past Albon, who is holding firm, very firm at the moment. Now can we get past? No. The question will be, is will Albon pit? We are absolutely stuck up his gearbox, but not anymore. We are away. Does the Williams pit though? The Williams does pit. So good start here. We are into P1, P2. We're going to go Ricciardo on to mediums. Leclerc will go on to mediums, but what we've got to do is just create a gap between the two. So yes, we're going to compromise on Leclerc, but we will be way quick enough on a 100% power unit to come through this field. And again, round the final corner, it is time for a pit stop from the team. Come on, team. This is crucial. No double stacking. And it is beautiful. It's P1 for Danny Ric. Leclerc coming out now. And Albon has got stuck in traffic. And Leclerc is already out in P2. And that is going to cement the position. We've got so much power unit available to us for Leclerc. It is game on. It's probably game, set, match already. Safety cars could still happen. But we'll conserve Leclerc. I don't need to conserve Leclerc, if I'm honest. Probably just need to conserve Danny Ric because of his... If we get a safety car, we want a bit of power unit in there. We're going to save the environment and not use our energy. Not going to make any more emissions off the cars. And then we're just going to conserve down. So, he's got some good power unit. That's what we like to see. That is definitely what we like to see. And rival, well, I say rival, Leclerc is catching up Danny because he's conserving. And he's got more defending, which means he's a faster driver. But look at P3. They're only just in the pits. We are well clear. We're so clear. We are living the dream right now. Well, maybe we'll finish with both cars on the 100% power unit. We don't need to finish any quicker because we've got to wait for the rival anyway. And again we are. Look at the pace of Leclerc. And that is then 100% power units on both cars in a Champions GP, starting P8 and P16. And it's cruising. We're cruising time. There is Sonoda broke down. Zhou Guan Yu in the Kick Sauber ahead of us. So just got to navigate the traffic. We've got a massive buffer. We're not going to get caught out. And it's going to be a perfect start to opening round. Not sure if I've got a chance to do a second video. If I do, I will get it out there. But at the moment, for this video to round off, it's been smooth sailing. It's been what we needed. Ricciardo first, Leclerc second. 47 points in the bag as we await the rival to complete, who's going to come home in what looks to be potentially P10. Or taking... Nope, staying P10. And then P14 now as they've ran, or just about to run out of tyres out the final corners. So get in. What a round so far. In a group of death, we need big, big points. 47 is the biggest you can get, of course. 4 out of 4. Exactly what we need. And we'll show you that then. It was level 4 Ricciardo, level 4 Verstappen. And the car was a lot lower on terms of levels as well. So that was a pretty, I'd say, an unfair matchup. 104 difference. But that is exactly what we did. And that is exactly what we had. So 4 soft, 4 medium was the call. That was pretty dang good as well. And let's just round up. You should know where we're at in terms of this round. 7 races. 7 races. Oh, blooming hell, I wish it was 7 races on a perfect score. P7 at the moment, 188 points. We are not going for the fastest lap in this one. We are just going to try and score the 376 and hope that it gets us through, because the 376s have already started in opening round. The group of death is well on its way to delivering another knockout blow for players, where probably even 2 points is not going to be enough to get you through in opening round. But make sure to hit the like button. Lots of love, and we are racing hard.